Oh, you know I've been waiting for this. I don't get enough of this segment. Love to see it, hate to see it. There's a whole bunch of things I love to see. There's some things I hate to see. It's just the way that it is. Let me tell you somebody I love to see every chance I get. His name is Steph Curry, the best shooter God ever created. Look at this man right here. Crossover dribble, step back, pull up over Anthony Davis. Woo! All day, every day, with the greatest shooter in the history of man. That would be Steph Curry, showing you why right there over the great Anthony Davis. That's Steph Curry, y'all. He's that special. He's that special. I love to see certain things I hate to see. You see what I'm hating to see right now? This is Tim Hardaway Jr. His daddy was once a star in the NBA. He's a pretty damn good player. Averages 17 points on 40% shooting from three-point range. I like this brother, just not last night. Last night was not his finest moment. I mean, one clank after another. They weren't bricks. He was hitting the rim, couldn't hit the three, drives to the basket. That won't go in either. He gets his own rebound, drives into the lane, gets knocked out of bounds, whatever the case may be. It's a turnover on his part. He pulls over at the free throw line. That can't go in. He can't catch a break. 0 for 12. 0 for 6 from three-point range. Not his finest moment. I predict that will not happen to him again, though. He can ball. He can ball. Let's go to what I love to see right here. Something right here. I'm going to tell you, I hate to see this. 77-66. Baylor's up on Kansas. Look at that. A three at the buzzer. Do you love to see it? Sure. Except if you're somebody that gambled on the game. Look at that dude in the right corner right there. Does that look like somebody that did not have an interest in this game? Look at his reaction. He's reacting that way because he probably bet the spread and they lost. 8.5-point spread, and the guy hits a half-court shot on their half-court, ruined his. This is why I advocate not gambling. Guess what? You don't want to give your money away unnecessarily. I'm just saying. Let me show y'all something I love to see, and all of y'all are going to love to see. My brother Kendrick Perkins, NBA analyst extraordinaire. Who is that kid right there? That's his son. Look, that's a big boy right there. Clearly he's going to be a center in the NBA one day or an offensive lineman in the NFL. One or the other. Look at this right here. Had a dribble. Look at him snatch the kid over here. Snatch the ball over here from the little kid. Look at that. Look at that. Ferocious, just like his daddy. Look at him. And watch this layup right here. And then wait until you see how he reacts. Look at him pounding the chest. And now look at the walk. He snatches the ball again. We saw that already. But get back to the walk. Look at the walk right there. Look at him. That's a big boy. Look. Oh, my Lord. Kendrick Perkins. If you know anything about Big Daddy Perk, you know that's his son. That is an offensive lineman or a center in the NBA waiting to happen. An enforcer like his daddy. That's him right there. Proud Papa somewhere. Hopefully he ain't singing, though. He ain't singing. I don't know if y'all heard Kendrick Perkins sing. I'm just saying. Y'all thought I was bad. No, see? I know where not to go. Somebody need to tell Kendrick Perkins.
Welcome back to the Jump. Back to the Warriors-Lakers game. Golden State's 19-point rally was their second largest comeback of the season. Remember, they came back from 22 to beat the Clippers on January 8th. Steph described post-game what a performance like this means to his team going forward.
It's just a step in the right direction, but we have to be able to put a couple of these together in a row. And they're all learning lessons in terms of the caliber of team that you're playing at that, at the top of the West that's been established, has been there before, and good measuring stick for us. So 7-6, we're obviously, in a good position, but we have to be able to put a couple of these in a row to really prove that this is who we can be and who we are. And that's the challenge in this league. Every night, no matter who you're playing, you got to really fight for a win.
Richard, it's your old teammate, Steph Curry. What do you think the significance was of this win for Golden State?
Well, just really quickly, right? Let's look at their record. If let's say hypothetically Klay was playing, that's a 10-3 team, right? I know. I'm just saying.
I live in the real world.
No, but I'm saying but the 7-6, this is kind of right where they should be. They should be in that 7-8 spot, and if they were fully healthy, they could be at the 2-3 spot. So I'm glad, but for a while they weren't playing like this. This is a team that's very capable of beating anybody on a given night. The lesson that I think they learned here is that they have so many young players, and as long as they keep fighting, if they can stay close in games, the last 5 minutes, now you have Steph, Now you have like the guys that can really close games. So it's just for them, they got to keep it within a range, like in that last 5 minutes.
I really believe that the key to this team is Oubre, because you know what Steph is going to give you. You know, Wiggins, he's somewhat starting to be more consistent, but Oubre, if he can give them consistent numbers between 15 and 18 a night, this team is going to be dangerous. You know, he does all the little things. He can guard your best player. He's a slash. And if he starts knocking down some threes consistently, then that's what's going to make the Warriors scary. He has to go back and look at this game. And this is what you take from this. Like, Oubre, if you become a consistent player for us, we're going to win a lot more games.
And look, Steve Kerr has gotten a lot of questions about possibly shifting the starting lineup. He has not wanted to do that. But he did make a change last night in the substitution patterns for Wiggins and Oubre and basically gave Oubre more space without Steph on the floor, more opportunities to have that. Do you think that that's the kind of thing that can get him going more?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're always going to go back to, hey, we just beat the defending champs. Now, I know the Lakers didn't look like their Lakers selves, but it's a start in the right direction. It gives them confidence. So, Oubre, if you're watching this, look at these tapes. Stay aggressive. Both ends of the court. You could bring this team a lot of wins with just your energy and your consistency on the offensive end. And so hopefully this is a sign of things to come, and Steve Kerr can put him in positions to where he could be successful.
Yeah, and don't try and prove anything. Like, we know, like, Kelly Oubre didn't start off the season shooting well, but you are a slasher that can shoot. You are not a shooter that can slash. Right? No, there's a difference,
No,
right?
that's true.
There's a very big difference. So
Right.
continue to slash, continue to get dunks, continue to do all the things and shoot free throws and do all the things and play defense. You do those things, then your jump shot is an addition to what you can do. Don't go out there and be like, oh, I'm 0 for 6, and now you're not slashing, now you're not dunking, now you're not playing defense.
Right.
Once you change your mentality from that space, that's when I think Kelly Oubre can become more consistent, because he's not worried about that, because that's just an addition to his game.
All right, I want to move over to Houston. Let's get to Victor Oladipo. Impressive in his Rockets debut last night. Dropped 32 points, 9 assists. Now, the Rockets did lose to the Bulls. Victor sounded much different, let's say, than just James Harden did after his last Rockets game. Take a listen.
Our better days are ahead of us, definitely.
Not even close, honestly.
Our better days are ahead. Everyone just stay patient.
We're just not good enough.
But our better days are ahead. This is only the beginning.
Obviously, chemistry, talent-wise, just everything, and it was clear.
We can even be better, honestly.
I literally, have done everything that I can.
I'm happy. I'm definitely happy.
The situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed.
The sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, thanks.
So two very different assessments of the Rockets by two All-Stars. Now, I will say, James, what he's looking for to do at this point in his career is win a championship, and that is his line, whereas Victor is looking to refine his form and play well and compete, and obviously advance deep into the playoffs. And I am not saying Victor doesn't want to win a championship, but it is a little different situation.
Those are definitely different on both sides. But check this out. When I get rid of James Harden, I'm happy to see this type of performance.
Yes.
A guy that I can say, hey, Victor Oladipo was an all-star in this league. Hopefully he can regain that form. But you come off that superstar, you want to see something in return. He showed him something last night because you have Wall. He's going to come back. You're going to have
he didn't play last night.
DeMarcus Cousins. Hopefully he can give you something. So, ceiling for this team is playoffs, which I don't think this year they'll make. But when you get an acquisition like that, like that, then you're happy with what you got in Oladipo.
At the end of the day, like, you wanted James to be there. You wanted all the things to work out, but it didn't. But the good news is when people show up with the right attitude and the right mentality, it's like, okay. All right, it doesn't matter what our future is or where we're going. People have the right mentality. People want to be here. People are excited to be here. And Victor Oladipo is talented. They have a lot of talent on that team. They can make the playoffs. Like you said, I think that's the ceiling for this team. Whether they do this year with all the changes, it might be difficult. But look,
They've
is
got a lot of draft picks.
a lot. Currency. That's what they call it, currency.
Our researcher, Michael Schwartz, it felt like he was like a beautiful mind moving all of these around on the table here. It is a lot. And look, you know what? All three of those guys you mentioned, John Wall, Biggie Cousins, Victor Oladipo, they're all fighters, man.
Mm-hmm.
These are guys who had various injuries over the years that they could have just kind of faded, right? Mm-hmm. And Victor, his start in the NBA was not what people expected in Orlando. And I just think that we have